is America. But will it still be if the radical left controls the Senate? Raphael Warnock called police thugs and gangsters, hosted a rally for communist dictator Fidel Castro, and praised Marxism in speeches and writings. Raphael Warnock will give the radicals total control. Saving the Senate is about saving America from that.
I'm Kelly Loeffler. I approve.
Don't let anyone ever tell you that this country isn't great, that somehow we need to make it great again, because this right now is the greatest country on earth.
This is your president. In the past 10 years, I have fooled all of you into believing the socialist ideology of everyone is equal. How? By making everyone believe the lie and having destroyed our nation's sovereignty. Through communism, we will all be a unified global government of acceptance by making everyone have the same thing. You won't be an American, you won't be a citizen anymore. You will be the same as your dog, your neighbors in Mexico. If all have nothing, then all will be equal. That is the purpose of socialism. You are nothing unless the government tells you who or what you are. Don't pretend you don't know what I've been doing. I brainwashed you through high-definition television. You are truly the walking dead. If I told you to give up your freedoms, you would. But it's already happened, so I don't need to keep convincing you. You all are vegetables now anyway. Oh, by the way, if you can't see that I'm the Antichrist, then there's no reason anymore to tell you what must be done next, because you'll be hunted down with the Christians and exterminated for not believing me, not accepting who I am. I'm your Messiah, your Imam Mahdi. April 23rd, 2018, I told the world, but it wasn't time yet to bring out who I am. So the conspiracy must continue against Trump until that is accomplished. The rapture must happen first. Remember always that I made narcotics legal. I made every kind accessible. I made this addicted nation a reality through suicide, overdoses, you name it. I did that. Ever wonder how I control everything you see and hear? I own the media. I have since I took over in 2009. I laugh when I see Republicans standing next to each other without a word. They can't. I control what they see, what they hear. Want truth, facts? Forget it. I am your whole world now. If life means anything today, it won't under the global system I've initiated since I became president in 2009. My legions accept whatever I tell them to do. You will too, or you'll be hunted down with the rest and exterminated. It's as simple as that. Accept and obey, or resist and die. I am your hope for tomorrow. I am your president. There is only one outcome: world domination. Either you'll accept me or be taken out. It's time to take a stand for one or the other. Me or freedom and liberty. Remember Adolf Hitler, freedom is a lie. Enslavement is acceptance.
Where are you, Ken? Down. The other tower just went down. Tower's down. Second tower's down. Got another tower that went down, Ken? The other tower's down. Another tower's down! From it! The tower's down! Get away from me! Get away from me! The house is down!
And we will decriminalize marijuana. And we will expunge the records of those who have been convicted of marijuana. This is the time for leadership on a tragic, tragic issue
Senator Harris,
of unarmed black people in America who have been killed.
Senator Harris.
I am Patrick McGugan, John Drake. But you also know me as number 6. Who was I, really? I represented you, the private citizen. It was symbolism of the socialist world order we see today. You didn't get it, did you? Now we all are facing this reality. that all are controlled by the New World Order.
We should never allow the government to decide what is acceptable speech and what is unacceptable speech. We should penalize behaviors, not opinions, and not speech. If you start trying to regulate speech, you start trying to regulate thoughts, start trying to regulate beliefs rather than behaviors, there's no way that you're not going to abridge the constitutional rights of millions of Americans.
Oh! Hi-ho! Kermit the Frog here, with a very special message for my good friend, Omran Daknish. That's right. Hey, buddy, how are you doing? I love sending special messages like this to people all over the world, but especially to great little boys like you, Omran, all the way over in Aleppo. I'm thinking about you today and every day. You are a special little boy. And of course, I'd love to give a big shout out to your sisters Roa and Taki and your brother Abdullah. Omran, always be safe in Aleppo with your family. We love you. The whole world loves you. Yay! Omran, keep being the sweet little boy you are. You'll always be close in my heart. From your friend, Kermit the Frog. I love you, Omran.
أهلا، أنا عمران دقنيش. لقد رأيتني في سيارة الإسعاف في حلب. عندما أطاحت الطيارات الجوية بمنزل عائلتي. أنا بأمان الآن. أردت أن أجيب على تساؤل شخص ما حول مشاعري عن نفسي وعن عائلتي عن طريق قول أنا بخير وأنا أحبك أيضا يا ديفيد.
I decided instead of doing a video of myself, I would just do this narrative of the story that you're about to see. I had this dream. I like to share dreams because when they seem so real, it seems like it's got to be a reason for why I had it, and I decided I would share it here on YouTube. This is a movie that was made in the 1970s, and I appeared in it with two other famous Hollywood actors. You had Jack Klugman's wife was Bret Summer. She was on Match Game, and I don't know what other shows she did after that. But this movie that I was in, she starred with me and also Cary Guffey, who, of course, everybody remembers from Close Encounters. Now, the first thing you're going to think is, oh, well, that's why you had the dream, because you're infatuated with Cary Guffey. Well, that's not really why I had the dream in the first place, because why would I have the envisionment of myself in the film with Bret Summer, of all people? Bret Summer was somebody that I just saw in this show for Match Game, but it was not something I was infatuated with her. There were a lot of other people that caught my attention more than her did, but the premise of this movie was that not so much about the story, but just the fact that I've never been on the set of a movie before. I've never met really any Hollywood actor face to face. I did meet Donny Osmond once, but it was just the impressions you get of being on the set of a movie. How they do so many retakes, how many they just it's the atmosphere of the dream was so real, like you felt like this really happened, because I have all these real detailed memories of things that I saw in acting alongside with Bret Sommer and with Cary Guffey together. But the storyline was more or less, as far as I remember, it was called The Weirdest Snoozers. And why it was called that, you can guess all you want. I don't know, but the premise was that we were filming apparently the last scene in the movie because it was about to wrap up, and we had to hide. At least I did have to hide on a boat. We were filming it, and I had to hide inside what was really the bridge of this vessel. It was not a large ship or anything. It was a boat. But I just remember every detail of being there. And most of my dreams aren't that really detailed at all, because I might remember some bits and pieces of things. But this thing just kind of, it just yelled out to me when I woke up, and so I wrote it all down on paper. And we were there together on the shore. It was more or less like it was a dock next to a grassy knoll, and then the ship or the boat was sitting there, and we were more or less there trying to interact, I guess, with the press, because they were out there to take photographs of everybody and to do some press photography shots for the movie's premiere, or at least that they were wanting to get it down. But again, this is in the 1970s, so it's not like today where you'd have just everything digitally snapshot, and then it would post instantly. That's not what it was. This is them doing a Panavision movie in film, and it just, to me, I woke up and it never has left me. I remember I saw this dream long even before the election, November 3rd, and I wanted to express how I remember seeing everything. But to think about the scene that I was in, I'm having to hide on a ship or a boat. I don't remember seeing that scene, except in some memory I have of something like it was a television series back in the 70s, and that somebody, I can remember there was a woman who was trying to get away from somebody else, and she hid on board a vessel, and she was hiding inside the bridge. She was hoping this person would not see her when they walked by. And that's all I remember of them filming me in the shot. But it's just interesting how there are some things that you remember in dreams that, for me, when they stand out and they kind of impregnate themselves on your memory, you feel like, I've got to share this. I've got to reach out and tell people about what I remember about this dream. But why would I, of all people, why would I have wanted to be in a film with, of all people, Bret Sommer? Why? I know I would probably have wanted to be in a movie with Cary Guffey, and the fact also that I was only like 9 years old, that would have made it about 1976, 1975, and That's why I'm showing the pictures of myself, because this is that recollection I have of what they showed of the press photographs. This is what I look like. And again, the title being The Weirdest Snoozers, you go figure that out. I can't figure it myself what it meant, but that's all I can capture of the title that I remember. And other than that, and the fact that this whole dream was just everybody wanting to get pictures of the main stars of the movie, and it was Bret Sommer, me, Cary, Guffey together, and we're out there on the shoreline on this grassy knoll near the dock. That stands out of anything else other than the shot of me being filmed going on board this vessel, this boat, and hiding from somebody, but I don't remember what. But Cary Guffey did so many movies after Close Encounters. You know, he wanted to keep making films to not only support his parents, but I'm sure he wanted to get as much movie experience to help his career. And not too long ago, I found a film that he did back in the late 70s, early 80s. He was something like 11, maybe 10 years old, and I'm still trying to remember where I saw that movie title, but it was one of these really low-rated B films. It was not anything really that he would look back on and say, "Oh man, I don't want to remember that film," because it was so cheaply made. It was not an alien movie. It was like a drama film. And you can probably find it on the Internet Movie Database. You can find it that way. But I randomly just saw it looking through these DVD sets that they have available of different genre films, you know, like from Mills Creek Entertainment. And I just came across it while I was going through the films, and I couldn't believe that Cary Guffey was in that movie. But it did not have to do with the subject matter of being on a boat somewhere. It was not about that whatsoever. So, but it proves that he did so many different films. You'd never be able to go back and look at everything. You could probably find them on the movie database on the internet. But as far as knowing for sure what all the films were, that's the only way you know, other than just pure coincidence. You come across a film and he's starring in it, and that's not even a part of this storyline that I remembered seeing him, Bret Sommer, and me together. But it was so real. That's what really hits me. It was so real in this dream. I felt like when I woke up, I thought, boy, I was in a movie. And then to think about it a few minutes later and you think, nah, I was never in a movie. I was never in any film. And anyway, I did love television, because I remember once we went to Wyoming. We went on a trip there, and by pure chance at the hotel, I was walking back to our hotel room, and there was a film crew filming some guy that was there at the hotel. And I just happened to walk past there. And anyway, when they stopped the interview, I went back and I asked them, I said, I hope I didn't get in the shot. But I said, if I did, I hope you guys will show me on television. I remember saying that to the guy, and he said, don't worry, you were never in it. So I was like, thanks for anything. But when I saw that situation, I was thinking, man, I hope I was filmed. But anyway, it wasn't. I was never in that particular story. Don't ask me where it was. I know it was somewhere in Wyoming. I know I was. We were at I think it was a Holiday Inn. To be quite honest, I think it was a Holiday Inn. We went by there. We were traveling, and anyway, we usually always flied because my father worked for the airline, so we got free standby status with United. So whenever he had a chance to take the family somewhere, we'd go there. And that is the only time I can remember as a child that I had been in a hotel or a motel and had the situation. We were walking, or I was walking to my hotel, to our room, and saw a motion picture. Not a motion picture, it was a television station. They had a film crew out there interviewing somebody. And I still, to this day, cannot remember who that guy was. I never even remembered who he was after that. But I do remember I walked by there while they were filming and thought, uh-oh, they might have captured me on the camera. So when they finished, I went back and I said, I'm sorry I was in the shot. I hope I didn't get in there in the shot. And I can remember the reporter was telling me, he said, well, don't worry, if you were, we'll edit it out, or something to that effect, and then said, don't worry, you're not in it, you're not going to be in it. So I was like, okay, thanks anyway. But then you look at that and you think, here it is, like almost 50 years later, and I'm remembering these kinds of things. But that's not the reason for my dream. I don't know what the dream is about. All I know is I had it, and I just, I don't know if I'll be able to get any imagery together for this video of any of those shots that I can remember in my dream, but I'm going to hunt down as many things as I can and try to find them. Personal opinion is it could have been a Hawaii Five-0 episode, but I don't think so, because I haven't seen any of those shows in a long time. But that show was based on the ocean. It was based on, boats and other kinds of stuff, because they always ended up having to go out there and film near Hawaii somewhere. So I'm going to go through those too and look for something or anything I can. But I leave your own interpretation of what the story is about or why I had it. But I know one thing, I'm not going to forget it. And every time I have something that impresses itself on my mind, I always try to make some kind of a quick entry or some kind of a journal that shows the overview of this dream, so that then I can go back and try to relate it if I think that's relatively important. And to me it is, because I wish now I had been in a movie with, if any people, I wish I could have met Cary Guffey. I really, really, really wish I could have been able to meet him at the time that he had done Close Encounters back in 1980. But in 1977, when I first saw the movie in theaters, I felt envious of him, but I also felt like, I could relate in some subconscious way to the storyline of UFOs, of abductions and stuff, and it never clicked until the last 5-6 years, when I started to have these recollections of this experience of seeing the Pleiades in my house in College Park. And I don't know, maybe that triggered this real life memory dream of having been in a movie with Cary Guffey and a Bret Sommer. I don't know, but I just wanted to share it on YouTube. I hope you guys might have found it interesting. And anyway, any visuals you see, I try to paste them together and to post it in this video. So appreciate y'all watching the video, and come back again. Honestly, though, I say this, with the communists taking over this nation, I don't know how long any of us have on YouTube or any social media platform to speak out against the socialists, against the communists, because the more they take over, it's very likely that all of our channels will be taken down. They've done that already to Glenn Beck, too. He's lost probably 8 or 9 channels off of YouTube. They have totally monetized his channels. They won't let him make money anymore. And all of these are just the beginning stages of communism. The communists take away everybody's rights. They take away your financial everything. And, here they're pushing all the time about electric cars, and they're pushing about all of these things mirror what happened in Venezuela, and the socialists, the communists are telling the media, don't bring that up, don't talk about it, because we don't want people to see the similarities between these two countries. Venezuela today is a totally bankrupt country. It is totally financially ruined because of communism, because of socialism. And anybody that don't try to research about Venezuela, you're an idiot. You don't want to know. And that's more or less why the socialists won the election. That's why the communists. So, you know what? I just say, as long as I can share, I'm going to. And when the communists shut down everybody and me, I'll say, I tried. It's over. Our nation's dead anyway from freedom and liberty and justice. We don't have anything anymore. And the potheads and all the rest of them who voted for Biden, you live with it because you're the one that made it happen.
Hi, I'm George Lucas. In my past 40 years of motion picture making, no subject has so inspired me as this story that happened in August 2016. The world saw a 3-year-old boy on global networks, and it really touched my heart. So much so that I had to tell his story. His name is Omran Daknish. His story is real. It happened. I'm telling this story because millions of other children just like Omran are still being hurt in war-torn countries resulting from neglect, illness, and uncaring masses. We must remember them all. You won't be leaving the movie theater without a tear in your eyes. I hope you'll come.
ضرب. أنا كنت في قلب البيت وجتني الضربة. إشو مصدرها؟ إشو منين؟ إشو ما عرفت. شغلة تانية، أنا طلبت من الإعلاميين اللي كانوا موجودين هنيك والمسلحين يطالعوا آثار البقايا، مثلا الصاروخ أو الضربة اللي عم يدعوها أي شيء، يطالعوا البقايا مشان أعرف إيش بدي أحكي معهم، على أساسها نصرح. ورفضوا يطالعوا أي شيء. بالنسبة يعني القبعات البيضاء عم يشتغلوا هن مع الصحافة بدرجة الأولى، وشغلة مهنية عم يستخدموها. منهم بعض منهم بيشتغلوا يعني كعمل إنساني، وبعض منهم كمهني، لأن اليوم الصورة وقت اللي عم بصورها في عليها ثمن. اللقطة اللي بتشتغل بالعاطفة على العاطفة هي لها ثمن. في منهم عم يشتغلوا مع بعض بهالأمر بين الصحافة وقبعات البيض.
حط لها كم يا عمو؟
أعطيها لعبودي.
أعطيها فوتك أنت.
زيت ولا بعض. زيت ولا بعض. نحن بالنسبة وقت اللي أخذوا عمران مشان يسعفوه، قبل ما يسعفوه حطوه عم بصوروه. هالصورة ليش؟ هالصورة هي عبارة مشان يتاجروا في دمه، أنه اللي هو اتصوب وهو انضرب وإصابته ثقيلة والحمد لله إصابته هو خفيفة. يعني هالتجارة بهالأمر وبدون ما ياخذوا إذني وبدون ما يقولوا لي وبدون ما يكون لي أي خبر. عمران أنا ما جبرت حدا لا يصوره ولا جبرت حدا طلبت منه أي شيء بالنسبة لعمران، لا إعلام ولا إشهار ولا أي شيء. صوروه خارج إرادتي. بالإضافة أنا جبته على البيت مشان ما يرجع حدا يصوره وحدا يرجع يتاجر بدمه بهالأمر. حلقت له شعره وغيرت له حتى اسمه ومنعته مثل الخروج على الشارع. جينا لهون وباركنا والحمد لله ما في أي شيء ولا في أي إزعاج. بعدين صار يرجع يطلع على الإعلام يحكوا هذا اللي صوره وهذا اللي صار يرجعوا يحكوا عليه وكأنه هو إلن. هذا ابني وأنا بدي بس أنه يحلوا عنه ما يعني لا هو لا فرضنا حالنا عليهم ولا طلبنا منهم شيء. وفوق من هلا بعثوا لي تهديدات تهديدات مردودة عليهم، لأنه أنا ما عم بعمل شيء غلط. أنا ما عم بتآمر على البلد، ما عم بقبض دولار مشان أضر بلدي. أنا إنسان مواطن، سعري بسعر أي مواطن، وهذا الطفل بسعر أي طفل، وعم بيستثمروا هو بهالأمر وطالعوني أنا خاين. هذا كلام إيش بيحكوه مردود عليهم. لأسكات كل شيء كان عم يحكي وبلفق حكي على عمران. عمران الحمد لله عايش بخير وموفر له كل شيء، وما هو بحاجة حدا لحدا يعني يبرك يحكي على عمران ووضع عمران وإيش كان عمران وشلون تصوب عمران ومين اللي صوب عمران. أنا بالنسبة بدي أطلع لهالمناطق وهنيك ضمن الحصار، أنا فيني كان أغامر في حالي، بس عائلتي ما فيني أحطها بالمغامرة. يعني في أطفال صغار، في أمهم، يعني ما فيني أحطهم بالمغامرة، وبجوز نخرج بجوز ما نخرج، بجوز يرشونا، يعني في كثير أمور. فلذلك تمينا قاعدين لوقت ما صار مجال وطلعنا.